story of when the mother dies. You're going to do the story also, you give them parts to do. All of a sudden you think they got married and you've forgotten everything else. So the easy part is, okay, do it yourself. Sorry, do it yourself first of all. Now, you can also change the stories. As I said, well, no, the whole thing is, have you ever noticed, like Cinderella, what happens? The mother dies, the father dies. Now, that's a good start to a story. Can you give me a story that's actually happy?
Or in the end? In the end?
It always ends up kind of happy, ironically. But so often there's this really sad element that's in it, or violence that's in it. And this is what I love when you do stories with kids, because it starts off, right, where the mother dies, where the father dies. Right, you get treated like, because you've got to clean the house. Like, oh, goody. Right, so we start to do something else. Juliet from Romeo, she wakes up. Yay! How many times have you seen that film? Read the book, read the story and thought, please wake up, please wake up. And you know she's not going to, but you still go, please. Cinderella wants to make a living instead of being a housewife. So when the prince goes down on one knee and says, Cinderella, please marry me, she says, no. I'm going to make myself a job as a cleaner. That one works with kids. The trial of Goldilocks for breaking and entering. Do you know Goldilocks? Yeah. This is a brilliant exercise, not for little ones, for the older ones. Put her on trial. Yeah. There is your drama, your judge, your jury, the people, your students. Love it. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, have you seen that one? Do you know that? Do you know Hamlet? Yeah. We're not allowed to say Hamlet, we have to say the Prince of Denmark. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are the two messengers who take him, and they die, by the way, another happy story. But there's a play written from their point of view, which is lovely. And then change something if you're doing a story. Do you know what porridge is? Yes. There wasn't even a pause. Oh. So you can tell I live in Italy. I go, porridge. And I explain it. It's rolled oats with milk. Peter Pan. Well, my kids know what croissants are, and it's much more interesting to have her eating a croissant, don't you think? Ew, chocolate, bleh. Crème, bleh. What else is there? Jam or something. Peter Pan, you can make her Petra Pan. Just make it a bit different. Do you know pantomime? Yeah. Pantomime is probably what will happen, particularly preteens, because they overact absolutely everything. And this is the part I love, the dame. The dame is always a man dressed as a woman. And I have no problems with, actually rather, my boys have no problems dressing up as girls, regardless of the age. My girls tend to have a problem being boys. Not a problem, but they find it more challenging. Whereas my boys are forever, they have no problems whatsoever. And you have to overact, so that's wonderful. Whoops. Go. Right, if you had to say goodbye in a pantomime style, how would you do it? Right, and it's none of this stuff, I can tell you. It's always goodbye. It's always nice and big. Hello? Yay! Precisely. Now remember I said about the basic facial expressions. How do we do anger but pantomime style? Oh, you're good. Yes. This comes in. Which actually is pretty normal in Italy for everything. What about fear? This comes into it. The difference between teenagers who are being very teenagery, because little kids have zero problems. They will do it because they're gorgeous little creatures that then grow up to be lovely little creatures. But giving them an example of pantomime means they can overreact to things, which is lovely. The other thing about drama is reducing a story. If you ever have to do Romeo and Juliet, it would take you, what, 2 hours? So you'd have to reduce a story, which is why Cinderella, all of a sudden, they meet, they marry, goodbye, go home. What happened to cleaning the house? We're not doing that one. So you have to reduce the story to make it presentable to something you've got to do. Could you reduce your life to 17 syllables?
Why 17?
Oh, I'm about to show you. What's 17 syllables? A haiku. Try this at home. That, not this. All right, or you can cheat. I was just saying cheating. I don't want you to cheat, I want you to read this. When they say we'd like you to put on a performance for the end of the year, you need 17 students, 1 syllable each, and you're finished. Isn't that lovely? But doesn't it say everything?
Yeah.
I do this not because of the humour, but because of reducing a story to the bare drama performance. Well, let's be serious for 2 minutes because we're very serious people. Putting on a performance implies you need an audience. Who's your audience at school? Tends to be other kids, or either in the class or external. Props. Yeah, the equipment that you need, the things that you need, that's often quite difficult. I find it quite difficult to do. I try to do things using the students and what they've got on. You need a stage manager, and every single class I have ever taught in, there is one student, regardless if the child is 6, 16 or 46. There's always one who's a manager. Have you ever noticed? There's always one in your class, and when you ask for something to be done, the manager goes, right, she'll do it. Because there's a manager somewhere. Get them to be the stage manager. Video it. And I'll put it on the internet tonight. Making your students perform in front of a video changes a lot of things. One, they become more nervous, more anxious. And number 2, sometimes they look at the camera instead of looking at the person, which, yeah, it's kind of television style. And you send it to me, and I'll say thank you. Right. If you've never, ever done drama before, God invented a book called Let's Act. Inside your fantastic little bag, you have a catalogue. Actually, you have this catalogue. Okay, these are the people who actually paid for me to come up there. Nice. If you look at page 11 with your glasses, you will find that there are books there. There are different types, which is why I wanted to talk about them. Let's Act has plays that the students will not know. So therefore, it's much more inventing what they need to do. When you first do drama, either you have kids who are absolutely fabulous and happy to do it, or students tend to go, give me help. If you've never done it before, there are the books. Use them. If you've got little kiddies, this book is actually aimed for 6 years of age. Do you know the story of Little Riding Hood? Yeah. Little Riding Hood. Try that after 3 glasses of vodka. Anyway. This one has all the activities in there for you, isn't that wonderful? So you've got your 6-year-olds, you've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. These books, these stories, the children already know, and therefore it's easier for them. This is when I said with, I don't agree with Jane Bowie. If the kids have something scripted, then they can change. But in the beginning, kids need to, I don't know, maybe your kids are better than mine, but my kids improvise after, not before. And sometimes they completely change the story that you have prepared. You will now see a happy story about, and at the end, it's all Prince of Denmark. Okay, kiddies. The internet. God invented the internet, or whoever his name was, I don't know. They do have stories on there for you. If you need something, just write to me. Just say, Tracy, I'm looking for, and I can help you. ELI Readers, as I said, the Reader's Guide has got information in here. Take it home and read it. And the gentleman on my right translated it into a language you may recognise. Isn't it good? How come the English one is really skinny and the Polish one is really big? I just thought you'd like to know that. So, as I said, if you take your little bit of expensive paper, no, it's just to know that you've been here, that's why. If you take that with your email and you go to the ELI stand, you can choose if you have it in your language. Just thinking you are all mother tongue Polish as I make a fool of myself. Yes? No, because there's nothing worse than saying to someone in your language, actually I speak. Or you can have it in my language. And there's just ideas in there that are all there for you. And that's my email. If you want to write to me, please do. If you want to Skype me, please do. I live on the same timeline, thank goodness. Like as I said, I'm from New Zealand. There's a 10-hour difference. So it's very difficult. You have to arrange, you have to book a Skype session because otherwise they tend to do it at 3 in the morning. I was just asking if you were... You can laugh, it's serious. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I know we haven't done very much drama, but you're very good. As long as you go home remembering there are how many basic expressions?
Emotions, you mean?
Emotions, well done. Pick a word. And what are they?
Anger, happiness, fear.
Look, my students all go, the ones you said. That's what they go. You said that one. And the most important thing you need to remember from today is it. Thank you.